Hello and welcome. Sorry we're a little late. Mike kind of held us up over on his other show, but thanks, Mike, anyway. I am a goat. With me is Tua lover Chris. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, yo?
I'm not sure what's going on with your background there. Greg and Pat won't be here. Greg is doing Greg things, and Pat is swimming in shit. So,
Eagles have a big turnover, and no, he's short. We're just doing a live stream here, folks. We're going to just talk some football, fantasy, and we're also going to go over our midseason MVPs and what we thought of this last week's action and just do a live stream. We'll see if Jalen Hurts going to take it in. And he tries a QB sneak, and he's in. Jalen Hurts. Bam, baby. Took him in fantasy this year as my quarterback.
I'm way fucking behind. I'll tell you that. My computer was like acting up and not loading anything. I'm still first and goal right now.
The Eagles defense is playing phenomenal this year. I mean, they are plus 16 in turnovers. The next closest team is Minnesota at plus 8. So
I mean, they're definitely a good team. I mean, they're built. That AJ Brown acquisition looks phenomenal. The defense, they built that defense up great. They made some great additions. I think they drafted well. Miles Sanders looks like what Miles Sanders was supposed to look like when he got drafted. Offensive line's playing great.
Yeah, I know.
He's a great coach. I mean, yeah, they look very good up until this point in the season. Only knock I would say is that their schedule has been one of the easier schedules thus far as compared to other teams. But it's not their fault they got an easy schedule. So,
but I mean, what is an easy game? I was thinking about this today when we were having an argument with Pat and Greg and stuff like that. Like, the Colts have been horrible, right? And considered an easy game, but then the Raiders couldn't even get a stop barely. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because they just hired a genius head coach.
Oh, yes.
A very sought after, great resume.
I heard he turned down like every job in the NFL. New England was even firing Belichick to take him.
I know he's a hot commodity. I'm surprised they were able to get him. Like we said, a lot of teams are after him. I mean, Colts are just lucky he played for them. I think that's what really got him to go there. But while we have a second, we're on commercial break, so might as well throw up our commercials here. First one would be Underdog Fantasy. Sign up Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code GETRIGHT, and they will match your deposit up to $200. Next one we got is Trophy Smack. All you fantasy footballers out there, you want a nice little trophy, medal, ring, whatever you want. Go over to Trophy Smack. Also use code GETRIGHT there. They'll hook you up. We actually have these cool new little commercials that's throwing on.
Does your league hold the loser prize just as important as the winner? Then you need TrophySmack.com. Get your loser gear and winner gear at TrophySmack.com. Get yours today. Click now and go to TrophySmack.com.
How cool is that? We have commercials now.
I want a unicorn. Yeah, I think we should start. I mean, while watching the game, let's start with we have we'll save our main content of our show for when we have our other guys, but let's start with we'll just do our what we think our mid-season review is so far.
I say we'll save MVP for last. Let's start with who's your coach of the year if you get off the top.
Coach of the year, I have to go with man, I'm blanking on his last name. Mike, is it Mike Daniels? No.
The Dolphins coach?
Yeah.
Isn't it McDaniels or something?
Yeah. What? I'm blanking on his name.
Mike McDaniels.
Mike McDaniels. So Mike McDaniels, I have to go with him for coach of the year. And the reason why is, and I think you can see it in a lot of teams around the league, is when you take over a team, there's ways you could do something with your quarterback, right? Now, when he took over Tua, not many people were happy about Tua, or they were talking about trying to get rid of him for Deshaun Watson. He comes in, he establishes a culture, but not only that is he draws up tons of offensive schemes to fit his young quarterback, which was getting the ball out into accurate high situations and getting playmakers who make that. So he instead of tailoring away, for example, the Patriots, who I'm a fan of, they have Mac Jones. They continue to put Mac Jones in under center in a large majority of plays. Since he's been in the league under center, he's been a statistical horrible quarterback. So I give it to Mike McDaniels. Dolphins are rolling when Tua is healthy. The team's playing great. They haven't lost the game. They beat Buffalo. They're now first to the AFC East. So, how about you, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, Mike McDaniel, he's definitely a good choice. I'm going to pick, and this was yours and I, sleeper team beginning of the year. I'm going to go Kevin O'Donnell of the Minnesota Vikings.
That's the one I was between.
I think a lot of teams weren't expecting Minnesota to play this well. They're currently 8-1, 2 seed in the NFC behind Philadelphia. But I mean, he's got this team humming. The defense looks, I don't want to say great, but the defense looks good. The offense looks great. And it's strange. Kirk Cousins is having his, statistically speaking, his worst season. But win-wise and record-wise, he's having his best. And I think that has a lot to do with, Kevin O'Donnell or O'Connell, whatever the heck his name is. But I want to give a shout out and a nice runner up to Pete Carroll. I think a lot of people, including myself, are writing the Seahawks team off at the beginning of this year, and Seahawks may very easily win that division.
No, yeah,
like the Niners. Don't sleep on the Niners, but the Seahawks look very good.
I think the Niners might pull it out in the end, but I do agree with you. Pete Carroll is showing that the Russell Wilson move definitely was the best for the franchise. And the players they've picked up, like Cross and all the draft picks that they've acquired and used, have been way beneficial and have been hits so far. So the Seahawks continue to grow while people like Pat Healy sit there and think that Russell Wilson's not the problem. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you outed him.
No, but no, I think while we're talking teams that are improving, what about let's do the rookies. Who's your defensive rookie of the year?
Defensive rookie of the year is probably Sauce Gardner. The dude just he just doesn't let up catches. He's just playing phenomenal. There's not really much more to say. Between him and you can make the argument he's the best cornerback in the league right now as a rookie. And that's that says a lot with how the NFL these days, it's more of a passing league. So to have your name thrown in the barrel of best corner in the league as a rookie, it just shows how good of a talent, how good he's been. So my defensive rookie would be Sauce Gardner.
I'd probably have to go Sauce too, but just for the show, I would also say that I'll more do like a bad take. I thought that Aiden Hutchinson was going to be I did not have faith in him at all. And he's proven me wrong. He looks like a very good pickup for the Lions on the defensive end. And what's up, boys?
That reminds me, Izzy, what was our bet on Aiden Hutchinson?
I don't remember, man. I have too many bets. Too many bets.
I just know I'm probably
Hutch is a beast.
I'm probably winning that one. What's going on then, boys? Hutch is a beast. And then, boys, I don't know if you were here that early, but me and Izzy made a bet about Aiden Hutchinson, and neither of us could remember what it was. I know the bet was a case of high noons. I just don't remember what exactly.
Was it Rookie of the Year?
I don't think it was Rookie of the Year. I think it was like 8 sacks or something.
Probably.
Like if you got 8 or more, I won. 7 or less, you
Where's
won.
the 4.5? Or do you get more?
Let's check. Let's see. Aiden Hutchinson. He's got 5.5 right now. So he's got half a season to get me. We'll say 2.5 sacks. So my next case of high noons is on you, Is.
Do you have who do you have for let's switch over. Let's go over to offense. Who's your offensive rookie of the year?
Offense is tough because there's a couple guys we can give it to. But I think the rookie that has looked most impressive to me would probably be Dameon Pierce. It probably wouldn't have went to Breece Hall if he didn't get hurt. But Dameon Pierce has just looked like a monster. I forget the game, but PFF, he had the most broken tackles in any game in PFF recording history. The dude could just break off runs, any given run, any given down. But then again, you have Kenneth Walker, who's just looked phenomenal as well. Chris Olave has looked phenomenal. I mean, offensive, it's tough. If I had to give it to someone, though, I would probably give it to Dameon Pierce. Because to even be able to produce those rushing numbers on that Houston team, who, Davis Mills is, I was a little higher on Davis Mills than most beginning of the year, but he's just not good. And to be able to be that efficient on such a bad offense.
There you go, Heineke. There's my boy McLaurin.
My computer just shut off, so I don't even. Oh, there it is. But yeah, it's probably Dameon Pierce, only because he's that efficient on a bad offense, and he's just looked good. Dan Boys is with me. Walker, third for offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's really a toss-up between Pierce and Walker for me. You can go either way, in my opinion. He also says Olave preseason pick still has a shot. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can put those 3 names in a hat, pick one out, and I'd be happy with any of them.
I think the positive is that in a draft that everybody was kind of knocking all the players, saying like these offensive players suck. Like, you know what I mean? Going into like most dynasty drafts and stuff like that, people were really down on a lot of the offensive players to now come out, and you got like Dameon Pierce, Breece Hall. I mean, if Breece Hall didn't get hurt, he'd probably be the rookie of the year. Olave's balling. These rookies are, given way more credit than we've seen with than I think in the beginning of the pre-draft. Oh, there you go, Heineke, inside the 5. Then boys, who do you want to win? Eagles or Washington? I'm just joking. We already know the answer. So thinking of that, I mean, who do you have as comeback player?
Well, who's your offensive rookie?
I'll probably have to go. I'll probably have to go Walker, even though I do think Breece Hall was the most impressive one by far.
Yeah.
Honestly, Breece Hall was so impressive that I only drafted him. Gibson felt the one, but Breece Hall was only but he was so impressive. I only drafted him in the dynasty draft because I traded for that first overall pick, but I was not at first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
hear you.
So I'm very happy with the return.
No, it sucks to see him go down because he was having such a great year out here. Yeah, see, Hall would have been run away with if he stayed healthy. Yeah, exactly. It's like last year. Last year, you might have saw Derrick Henry win MVP if he didn't go down. You know what I mean? Like, injuries suck.
Whoever has Gibson on fantasy, there's your points.
I saw some guy on the last show, Mike, said he needed 10 points out of Gibson, so that's a good start for him there.
He's in.
I got to restart my computer because the game wasn't loading. So
you know what makes me curious? Cody, how we talk sports betting all the time. This is a rant. I'm sorry we're talking. Tonight's show is really more very free flowing, unlike an informal show. This is for people who want to watch us like talk football or just whoever wants to join us in a football conversation. But DraftKings tonight had a thing where they were giving you, if you bet $5 on the Eagles,
they give you 200.
Give you free $200.
Yeah, here's the Eagles' first loss of the year. I bet too.
I was going to call you and say we'll throw $100 on the Commanders.
It looks like my computer's back up and running here. So,
but I think the rookies from this year's draft have been pretty actually impressive compared to what going into the year. It was like, there's some defensive guys, and then you're pretty much going to get a lot of linemen. But the linemen have been played well. Like Cross has been playing well in Seattle. Cole Strange has sucked in New England. It's not his fault.
Christian Watson just had a big game.
You need 88 combined from Hurts and Sanders and Devontae.
88 combined from Hurts, Sanders, and Devontae tonight to beat Cody. Well, I'm rooting against you, obviously, but
I need Hurts and Sanders to both have 40-point nights too to win my money league game.
So, actually, I wanted to touch on Watson quick. Why we're on commercial and we can really talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about tonight.
Back?
No, Christian Watson. We were just talking about the rookies and everything. Well, as a Packer fan, as some of you may know, I'm very ecstatic to see the game he just had. However, I'm not. What's the word I want to use? I'm not like crazy about him yet, because if you watch that game early, he had 2 dropped passes, which should have been caught. He's been dealing with injuries all year. He's been dealing with drops. So, yeah, 3 touchdown catches were great, but those balls were dimes. Like, I could have caught those things and had touchdowns. You know what I mean?
He ain't fast enough to make it to the end zone. Not a caught it.
But, he Watson's fast. I'll give you that. He's really fast. But, those were absolute dimes. Like, he was wide open, dimes. Like, Watson's good at getting open. He does run good routes, and he is wide open.
Yeah,
he's very quick. So I'll give him that. But he just needs to,
he's running a good route. That means he's beating the corner. What do you want? Contested.
I want him to catch his other wide open catches.
Yeah, he's a rookie, though. You got to give him some slack.
I guess. He just has to a little bit better ball security, and I'll be happy. See, that's exactly what I mean. The drop issues. It's been a thing all year. And the health issues. He can't stay on the field.
Woo! Man, there's times I miss. What's funny is, how you've changed watching football is when you say, when you miss, old school hits, when a guy get lit up. And then nowadays, when you see someone get lit up, you're like, oof.
The biggest football hit I ever watched live, and I don't know why, for some reason I'll never forget it. It was the Steelers versus Ravens. I forget what year. It was, oh my God, Ryan Clark came down from the safety and just whacked. I think it was Willis McGahee, running a route out of the backfield. He smoked him, and I'll never forget that hit. I forget it because I don't remember all the details, but.
Yeah, I still cheer.
That was one of the biggest hits I ever remember. I love a big hit.
No, Tom Brady got fucking wrecked one time by the Bills. It's way back. I always remember that one. And then
yeah, I just want to let you.
I always remember Burset hitting fucking Antonio Brown and ruining his life.
I remember that one. I remember Donald Driver's one block. I forget exactly who that was against, but that was a big hit.
AJ Brown's limping. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like his foot just got stuck a little bit. He'll be back. Hey, he looks fine. He's limping a little bit.
Yeah, he's all right. Well, let's see what happened.
That'd be a monster of a loss. So
well, then boys, that's a clear path to 88 points out of Devontae Smith for you. So if AJ Brown goes down, I don't even remember what we were talking about before we went on this little tangent. We were giving out awards, but
yeah. So we can.
Oh, you were saying something about Patriot. Oh, this man always talking about how the Chiefs get all the calls and Packers get all the calls, as if his quarterback, literally there wasn't a rule made because his quarterback would get all the calls. You remember the Tuck rule is?
That was actually a rule.
You remember that?
You know what the funny thing is, and I bet you don't know this because you're a youngin', but I was only when this happened. But the Patriots that year, the Tuck rule was used in the Patriot Jets game, the regular season of that year. So it was called before. It wasn't just some random one time.
I don't know, man. That's
So who do you think of our defensive player of the year?
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah, it was taken away. You misspoke. It was taken away. It wasn't added. See, Cody.
Well, whatever. I said they changed the rule. I didn't say they added I said they changed the rules. And then you tell me Green Bay gets all the calls when New England has less calls called on them.
Because we're a better coach team.
But I don't know how you're going to say my team gets all the calls when we have more calls.
The Chiefs get all the calls. The Chiefs are the new. God damn, Jalen Hurts. Put the fucking ball in his chest.
But defensive play of the year, without looking it up, I honestly don't know. I mean, Micah Parsons is probably a good pick there.
Yeah, he's about to hit his over for years already.
Yeah. I mean, he's just sorry, got distracted by the game. But yeah, I mean, that'd probably be my pick without actually looking up stats, looking into it. But yeah, Micah Parsons, he's having a phenomenal year. I assume he's probably your pick too.
Actually, no. I'm actually gonna do a shocker. Micah defensive player of the year. I think Micah will get it. I mean, he's playing out of his mind. Cowboys are playing really good. But let's go like hypothetically. Let's say the Jets go on a roll and Sauce Gardner just keeps dominating and like literally ends the year as like the most elite corner in the league. I know he's a rookie, but like he's literally putting up some of the best statistics in the position.
Yeah,
by far.
You could definitely make the argument that he could win it. My preseason defensive player of the year pick just got out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL. Rashawn Gary.
I think I had Khalil Mack.
No, you had Chandler Jones, I think.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to take a curveball.
Yeah, I took Rashawn Gary. It was a homer pick. It looked good. I mean, he was like, he had like 6 sacks, I think, on the season up to that point. Let's see.
Oh, man, them boys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I was cheering so hard for the Cowboys. Just to see Cody miserable. I was cheering so hard for the Cowboys, man.
Let's see. Rashawn Gary.
But Dak, wait.
Yeah, he had 6 sacks.
Them boys, what's your feeling on Dak Prescott? Can you type out your feelings on Dak Prescott? Because I have my own personal feelings. And I want to just know what a Cowboys fan thinks of Dak.
I think Dak Prescott go fuck himself.
Oh my God!
He screwed me out of $11,000.
Well, $55,000, but we all would have got $11,000.
Me personally, $11,000. Green Bay's defense looks shitty against Green Bay, or did Green Bay's offense just look really good?
Rodgers looked like.
Oh wait! Speaking of that. Matt LaFleur apparently was playing for overtime when they got the ball back with like a minute and a half left with 2 timeouts. Why the hell in a tie game? Why the hell do you play for overtime in that scenario?
The Rodgers, that's a weak pass interference in my personal opinion. I mean,
there's no reason you should have been playing for overtime at that point.
What do you think of this pass interference? I mean, the guy didn't turn his head, but I thought the contact was really fucking weak.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. No, that's not pass interference.
All right,
Eagles get all the calls.
The Philadelphia Eagles. What happened?
Oh, God.
Here we go. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert. Bro, Jalen Hurts was the best move I made in the money league. That he fell so far down, people weren't taking him. Like, I got to give credit to a friend of mine who took Hurts last year and was like, listen, we could have whatever opinion you want about him in real football terms, but in fantasy terms, he's a fantasy monster.
Yeah, dude. I just picked up Justin Fields in our money league, and dude's over
Averaging
40 the past 2 weeks.
Actually, I was going to bring him up. Like, I found where is it? I saved some things for the show today, and I got to switch to my actual Twitter, not the podcast Twitter.
While you bring it up, did you see that thing I sent in the group before? How if the Broncos averaged 18 points a game, they'd be 8-1.
Yeah, because I like Dak as a leader. I like Dak as a leader, but I think his decision making is pretty erratic.
I think so. Tuck it around more, take more shots outside the numbers versus always in the middle. Yeah, I mean, some of those interceptions he threw yesterday were ugly, and they were both right up the middle. So
I think I agree 100%. Like, my biggest thing was that fourth down play in overtime. I mean, the line collapsed completely, but like he backed up with the line, like, and he's a running quarterback. Like, a part of me was kind of thinking like a Mahomes or Fields or like I had to watch the tape again, but I felt like watching it live when the line collapsed, the fourth down play. I felt like he could have just went forward and ran the ball for the couple yards. Rather he retreated.
Brings up a good point, though. What do you think about that? What do you think about the decision to go for it on fourth instead of kicking the field goal in overtime?
Fields, Smokey the Cat. I like that name.
Fields or Herbert rest of the season? Well,
I
mean, I'd probably have to look at schedules, but I mean, Fields has been playing phenomenal. He's going to get you those running numbers. So, I mean,
yes, I agree. He's a pass first guy so bad. Like, and he's not that, and he's pretty fast. Dak's not slow at all. Like, that's what kills me. I mean, honestly, man, I used to be a big Dak fan until he cost Cody and I $55,000 on a parlay because he couldn't
throw to talk about it
in the playoffs, or otherwise Cody and I would have like
we wouldn't be sitting here right now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That would have been the start of my sports addiction. Justin Fields versus Herbert. Fields since week 8, this is the one I had for the Fields talk, is rushing touchdowns first, rushing yards second, passing touchdowns 7th, and passer rating 108.9 among all players. So he's first in rushing TDs and second in just rushing yards alone among all NFL players. And personally, the combo ability that he has the ball in his hand. So for me, in PPR leagues or in leagues in general, I find if you want to be a team that makes the playoffs a lot consistently, it's all about just guys who get volume. I think Cody might agree with that a little bit. Like, you look for guys who at least get volume. That's what I do with my sports betting too. Like, the opportunity to at least perform. I like Fields, and Herbert's still gonna have to play the Chiefs again. He's still gonna have to play. The Raiders aren't that bad. Like the Broncos defense again.
Yeah, I mean, Fields. You can bring up the same argument with Fields about what Hurts. He might not be a great NFL quarterback, but fantasy wise, I mean, you've seen it the past. Going on 5 weeks now, he's been amazing. Past 2 weeks alone, over 80 fantasy points the last 2 weeks alone. Herbert, team's banged up. He's having his worst statistical season thus far. Right now, I'm going Fields, which I never thought I would say Justin Fields over Justin Herbert, but I'll take Fields.
I think Fields because of the running ability. The running ability alone is well worth it when it comes to fantasy.
Absolutely.
And I hate to say this, but leading up to the Patriots Monday night game, where he kind of had the biggest game of his career and he finally went off, there was talk about Fields. People were saying, like, he needs to realize what type of quarterback he is. Like, stop trying to be a pocket passer. You know what I mean? Like, use your legs, be a Cam Newton, be a Mike Vick. And I think he realized,
I mean, it is. You and I have been saying that since before the season even started. We both said he's not a good passer. He needs to expand his game. He needs to start running. He's quick. He can run. You can see that he blew by the entire Detroit defense yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I think him running the ball is now opening up more passing lanes. So I mean, he's able to have that higher completion percentage, make those more open passes, and since he has been rushing more, his passing stats have been up more too.
Yeah, and then what I would like to say also is, them boys, I agree with you. I would have gone for it also, and the only reason, like, you could say, like, I agree the kick was way too far out. If you had to decide the kick, I would have punted. But if I was the coach, I would have went for it because in reality, I think Aaron Rodgers gets a field goal down the field either way. Like, no matter what, like, if you don't get it, I think Rodgers gets the ball back and scores.
No, I agree, and I was only asking because
the Dallas defense wasn't stopping anything at that point. Your defense was getting shredded every down. So,
no, I agree with the both of you guys, and the only reason I was asking because I saw a lot of people today like, why didn't you get the field goal? Why go for it?
No, I agree.
Because like you guys said, the field goal is gonna be tough. It's cold. The ball's hard. The ball's not going 53 yards.
And you have to stop Aaron Rodgers on 4 downs. Then if they're down, it's not going to happen. You're better off just trying to win the game on a touchdown.
That too. Green Bay's offense was hot as shit. They just scored 2 touchdown drives in a row.
Yeah, I would not have trusted my defense at all.
No, I mean I like the move. I like it personally.
All right, so Smokey the Cat.
Den Boys also said Fields over Herbert. And then we got the next one, Smokey the Cat. Would you trade A.J. Brown for Godwin or Godwin for Dalvin Cook, I'm assuming? Not A.J. Brown.
I wouldn't trade Brown. He's like
I wouldn't trade Brown. Godwin. Yeah, I mean, if I need a running back, I think, I mean, even if I did need a running back, I would prefer Dalvin Cook over Chris Godwin. I don't know though, because as bad as the Bucs offense has been, Godwin's had I think 70 or more yards the past 4 or 5 weeks, at least 6 catches. I mean, PPR wise, Godwin's going to get you points. Dalvin Cook this year, I mean, he hasn't been the Dalvin Cook we all know. I mean, those 2 guys, you could probably flip a coin at. I mean, if I needed the running back, I would take Dalvin Cook. If I need the receiver, I'd keep Godwin.
I'm not going to lie. I saw on your team roster you have Rachaad White. I mean, I really think that Rachaad White might be taking the job from Leonard Fournette. And I know it might be just worth the hold on because I think that if you can make a move and you want that, but I mean, I think Rachaad White, might get the one spot because Leonard Fournette's been horrible.
No, I mean, I think looking at this, I didn't see this comment, but looking at this, I would probably trade Godwin for Cook only because Najee sucks. Rachaad White, he'll probably be the one now, but still, that Bucs offense hasn't been playing that good. Herbert's hurt. We don't know the extent of it. Madison again. I mean, Madison's good. If you were to get Cook, again, Madison. Madison, you're not really playing unless Cook goes down, and AJ Dillon. I don't know. He hasn't really been having that good year. I mean, I would do it. I'd give Godwin up for Cook in that.
I would only do Godwin. I wouldn't do AJ.
I wouldn't trade Brown. No.
AJ Brown.
You don't want to give up value just because I mean, like.
And teams like the Bucs are those teams where Brady's going to feed one. The only thing I have to say is that Brady's been throwing like on average over 39 times a game. That's the only thing I would say.
Well, he did look good. He had over 100 yards.
Like I think that I would be careful. I mean, I two things. Like I think that Monday night game against the Patriots, Fields turned into a quarterback that he was drafted to be, and I feel like that last game drive against the Rams. I just feel like the Bucks are getting better, like a little better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're at the
I would
point.
also – oh, good. I would maybe look even too, if this is only one quarterback league, look to see if there's a QB needy team out there. Trade Herbert so you can get for him. Put him on the block. Doesn't hurt to take offers.
Yeah, I mean, you could. That's another thing that's really good sometimes, depending on the guys in your league. If you still trade is, a lot of guys will always, like Cody said, name sometimes people will bite name harder than what they're actually doing on the field. Like, oh, I can get Justin Herbert, even though in one quarterback leagues, Cody and I are big proponents of this. You do not need to take a quarterback high in a draft because the statistical difference between most of the top quarterbacks and the 10th quarterback is not as big as people think it is.
Yeah, I think last year is like I was reading, and Patrick Mahomes, who was the number one QB, and I think Kirk Cousins, who was like 10, 11, 12-ish range. I think the point differential was like 20-some points.
Yeah. So that's like that's a big thing for people. I like the quarterback situation is
like, for example, like in Izzy and I's money league this year, I drafted Russell Wilson. I got him in like the 11th round. I was ecstatic, but he sucked. So I went to the streaming QB, what the hell word am I looking for? Tactic this year. And it's been paying off. Geno Smith, I've been rolling with for a few weeks. I just picked up Justin Fields. So these are guys who weren't even drafted, who I'm now starting and are top 10 quarterbacks. So,
yeah, I mean, just looking for the hot hand, So, so let's continue on the side for a little bit. Let's talk. What we just do defensive.
Over here for Smokey. I think we did defensive. I think you said comeback player.
Oh, we can do comeback player of the year.
I'll let you take this one first because I've been going first. So you can have this one first.
I gotta go CMC. I got rid of them in my dynasty league. I was a big proponent of staying away from CMC during the season, but I feel like he's coming along nicely this year, and I think that he's shown that he's not done. I thought he was done. So.
Yeah, I mean, my comeback, I'm not going to name who my preseason comeback play of the year was because then I'll get laughed out of here. But, I mean, it's Geno Smith for me.
Geno,
he very easily, all jokes aside. Saquon's a good pick too, them boys. But, I mean, all jokes aside, Geno Smith might get more MVP votes as a Seahawk than Russell Wilson ever did. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, and I'm sure there's someone out there who has, you can make an argument why Geno Smith deserves some MVP talk.
No, I think the Russell Wilson trade, and I'm so mad that Pat couldn't do this. The Russell Wilson trade might be one of the worst trades in the NFL. Like, I work with someone I work with is a big Seahawks fan, and like, not only did you get all those draft picks that have all like even like Cross and stuff like that you've drafted have panned out, you've also you still have like a draft pick this year. You still kept DK Metcalf. You still have Noah Fant, who's been all right. But you still have, Walker. You know what I mean, in the draft. And then now you actually have a franchise. Geno Smith's proving to be a guy that can win games and be competitive. So if you want, you can roll him for a year or two until you actually either can land a top 5 quarterback in the draft, or you know what I mean.
Do you think the Seahawks draft a quarterback this year?
I'm not sure.
Personally, I wouldn't.
I think the thing is what Seattle's going to say to themselves is, what's his ceiling?
I mean,
oh, dude, I would love to see Geno get MVP to piss off Russell Wilson. What's sad is that, Russell Wilson before
Broncos country. Let's ride.
The sad thing is before Russell Wilson left the Seahawks, everyone thought he was like this big team player and team everything, and he has kind of had a big fall from NFL grace.
Well, I think it was funny last year. The talk about the Seahawks was, the offensive line sucks. The defense sucks. Pete Carroll needs to go. But
yeah, now it's like, wow.
Now it's the offensive line's playing great. The defense is playing great.
Well, I mean, they did draft
great. Quarterback plays great.
They did draft one of the top linemen. Like, I was very high on Cross myself. Like, he really was one of the top, in my opinion. You know,
he was a great pick.
Like, I mean, that's just like smart team. That's a smart team building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree.
I just think, why did I do that? I think in certain avenues with the NFL, I mean, Washington's driving here. But I think what comes with the Geno Smith, you're talking about, like, would Seattle keep him? I think it depends where you're drafting, right? And I think who's available. And I think it also is, like, what do you think his ceiling is? Like, if you think he's turning the cornerstone in his career, you know, I would roll with him. But if you think that it's just like, I mean, he's been playing good for a lot of weeks. Like,
I mean, he's probably at his ceiling right now. Like, this is probably the best we're going to see out of Geno.
Like, and they're 6. You know what I mean? They're 6-4. I mean, like right now.
Yeah,
that's true. Oh, don't say that because, you know, a couple people on our show, the other two that aren't here.
Russ Cook.
Yeah, the other two people on our show, they don't think it's Russell Wilson's fault at all. They think that. To me personally, like, if you're a good quarterback, you should be able to carry a team with at least 20 points a game. Like,
I'll even take some blame for that. I was kind of taking it easy on Russ the first couple of weeks, only because I think that Daniel Hackett's not a good coach.
Like Russell Wilson,
at this point, there's not an excuse.
Russell Wilson's so bad that his over-unders for touchdowns for the season was 31 something, and he's not even going to get fucking close. And you want to know how I know? Because it was a free, like, $500 bet I had, and it's going to fucking cost. It's not going to cost my ticket. I'm going to win the other 4 I took for the season longs. They're all going to hit. The Russ one's going to kill me.
What's he at? He only has like 6 or 7.
Yeah, right? It's 31. It's over. It flopped.
No, I mean, like, he currently only has like 6 or 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, I was high on the Broncos going into this year. I had them winning that division.
No, I agree. Hackett's horrible.
Yeah, but bad too. You know who else is a bad coach? Josh McDaniels.
That is a horrible coach. I mean, but Cody, we talk about this all the time on the phone when we talk random football. Is you know, sometimes people are just better coordinators than they are coaches. Like, if you told me right now, like, no matter how bad the Raiders are, if you told me they fired McDaniels, would I be okay if they hired him back in New England? Yes. For offensive coordinator, yes. But as a head coach, I think he's not a head coach.
No, and that's what I was saying. I was telling people, I was like, there's a reason he was a head coach and it went back to being a coordinator for a reason. Like, there's a reason he didn't go to another head coaching job or anything. There's a reason he went back to being a coordinator. And very rarely do you see guys go from head coach to coordinator back to head coach. There's a reason. There's a reason for it.
That Raiders,
it's just because they're not good.
Talk about a huge 10
disappointment.
Huge disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, going into the season, I mean, we even said it on our show plenty of times that we all thought that division was going to be one of the best in football, but right now,
the AFC East,
it's one of the worst.
The AFC East is the best division.
Like, outside of Kansas City, that division has just not been good.
You know what's crazy is, like, I watched, like, and this is like a random rant, but I watch the Patriots play every week, like, leading the play, and they play the Colts, right? And they made the Colts look like a joke. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, man, like, okay, we're just beating up another bad team because the Patriots offense has been, like, god-awful. Like, it's like 29th in the red zone, and, like, it's god-awful. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, watching the Raiders game yesterday, and I'm like, how the fuck did maybe the Patriots defense is really fucking good. I mean, yeah, they play that, like, the kid, not Matt Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, that Sam Ellinger didn't look good. So, it is a difference between Matt Ryan and him. So,
I'm going to take a quick break,
and
Cody.
boy, what's your take on Jeff Saturday now that we've seen him play week 1? Hey, he's undefeated as a head coach. The offensive line looks like they played a little better. So I don't know how much of Jeff Saturday's, went into that. JT finally making my Tyreek Hill for JT trade look good. So I'm thankful for that. I think it's just kind of too early to really put a assessment on him. But hey, he's 1-0. The team looked good, and we'll see what happens from here. I'm hoping all I care about out of this Colts team at this point is that JT just plays like we normally know, because I traded Tyreek Hill for Jonathan Taylor weeks back, and I've been regretting it ever since.
That's funny. I'll be right back.
And now my other receiver in that league is Cooper Kupp. He'll probably be out. Izzy's breaking glass. So Cooper Kupp's probably going to be out 4 to 6 weeks now. He's got a high ankle sprain. So I have absolutely no more receivers in that league. But I have a boatload of running backs, and no one wants to trade me.
Yeah, because we're all boycotting you.
So here, Izzy, we'll show you this one first. Your take on Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, I think that the NFL, I think everyone in the NFL hated that hire, because it's literally that old saying that every guy on it, because how all these guys will go on TV, these analysts, be like, you don't understand, you're just a fan sitting on your couch. And I know Jeff Saturday was a very successful lineman, center, NFL, Peyton Manning's boy. But overall, I think it's kind of hilarious that he won, because it kind of shows that maybe all of us guys played high school football, or you play football still, or you just know football tactics. Maybe you could coach. Ooh, well,
maybe got a shot.
I have a shot. Maybe our criticisms of these people. Now you got to take that criticism.
Ooh.
Honestly though, in my own way though, I think it's kind of really disrespectful. I think what Colin Cowherd said, that's the only thing I do get, is that all those guys that have been there since training camp are busting their ass. Or even people like Reggie Wayne, who's on the coaching staff, that just got completely passed over. I would kind of be a little of a salty bitch if I was.
Yeah, I didn't hate the hire. It's Jeff Saturday, Pro Bowl, all pro center, played with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He knows stuff about football. He's obviously a good leader. He was a center on, like you said, one of the top AFC teams for, 10 plus years, played with Peyton Manning. So he's knowledgeable. He's a good leader, and so far it's turned into success. Granted, only one game, like I said, but I think you very easily turn this team around and Colts sneak in as a low seed playoff team. Who knows?
So, on a side note, we're on the second quarter drink break. We're going to go with the Botanist. It's a very good gin. If anyone here is a gin drinker, we're going to go with the Botanist. And then for the tonic, which I highly recommend gin. I think it's become a very forgotten liquor. For the tonic, we're going to do the Fever Tree elderflower. Very good mix here. Some nice ice. You can put a little limes in it. And that is our second quarter beverage.
Very nice. Very nice.
That is the beverage of the game.
I had
you're probably right.
Zero sugar Snapple tea, lemon tea flavored. That was my drink.
Then boys, you're probably right. The center's probably no more. Center's
probably no more football. Yeah, that's what I mean. He knows what he's talking about. He led that offensive line.
A hell of an offensive line. Protect the
and no, I don't play center ever. That's what I mean. He obviously knows a thing or two about football. He knows how he's obviously got some leadership, tactics under him, or traits.
When they came back and they took when that game started, and the Colts scored early, I was just like, here we go. And I was like, here we fucking go. So
yeah, I mean, the only thing you kind of got to hope for is that like the team just stays unified under him. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think because the old saying holds true, my man. Winning, everyone stays unified when they're winning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna hope so. I mean, I like I said, I'm hope for them. I thought Colts were
well, I mean,
one
I'm
of my
not
sleeper
lying, man.
teams.
Frank Reich was like that. His
I
last
called that firing, just so you guys know, letting everyone know. I have the text to prove it.
the freaking Patriots Colts game. How do you sit there, watch that game like I was, and just see the offense not move the ball? And yeah, there was 9 sacks against your own line. Your own line was getting destroyed. But the other team wasn't moving the ball either. And you not just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to turn to Matt Ryan. Like, I get you want to play a kid, but there's a point when your team's still in the game and your season's still kind of like competitive-ish. You should went to Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between turning to the young guy, where
Like,
you drafted a guy first, second round, you know he's your future.
Like
as compared to Sam Ehlinger, who what was he, a 6th or 7th round guy, and
like a Kenny, you drafted him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you don't turn to the young guy just because you have a young guy on the roster. Like, everyone and their grandmother knows Sam, whatever his last name is, isn't the future in Indianapolis or anywhere.
Yeah, this game right now, this Eagles Commanders game, it's playing like typical division game.
Yeah, I mean, realistically though, the Colts do need to find that guy though. You can't just keep trading for these old
washed
end of prime guys. You went from Rivers to Wentz.
I'm very shocked about how washed Matt Ryan is.
I personally thought
the Colts were going to win that division. I really did.
I was right there with you.
Like that is a take. There are some things this year that I was like way off on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's football for you though. But no, I also thought the Colts. I liked the Colts a lot going into this year.
You know, and then you know, I think some things that are interesting. So let's continue back. So where were we at? We were at comeback.
I think we just did comeback, yeah.
So let's go to offensive player of the year. Who is your offensive player of the year?
Boy, let's see. Offensive player of the year. I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. This one's tough.
I have mine. If you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Let me think about it for a minute.
I got Tyreek Hill. Talk about the new. I think when we did our draft shows, we talked a lot about everyone trying to draft the rookie. Oh, here we go. Here's Cadillac.
Well, finish your take. I'll bring that up in a second.
All right. So we talked about rookies and getting the rookie quarterbacks. On top of the banging wide receivers. What I've seen a lot of is that these young quarterbacks, this new pairing with the superstar wide receivers, all these teams are pairing out well. Kirk Cousins not young, but Minnesota's got, the Eagles did it for Hurts. The Dolphins have not done it for Tua. The Bengals have Jamar and Burrow. Herbert's young and has weapons. Mahomes when he was young. You know what I mean? I think it's beneficial to helping develop your quarterback. I think Tua is having he's not going to get MVP because they don't give it to anyone besides quarterbacks. Dem boys. Tyreek is literally killing it. He's in a break. He might. I don't think he's going to break Calvin Johnson's record, but it's going to be a pretty damn close race. And I mean, he is literally helping transform that Dolphins offense into a juggernaut.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek Hill would probably be my pick too. And, rarely you see quarterbacks win this, but if Jalen Hurts doesn't win MVP, you can make the argument Jalen Hurts could win this too, because not only is he, has all the passing stats, but like I said, he's up there in a lot of rushing categories as well. But I mean, you probably have to give it to Tyreek Hill though, just because the year he's having.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally playing phenomenal. Like I want to, like Tyreek Hill, for example, not Tyreek Hill, but go Birds. Tyreek Hill, for example, the fact that like Tua in most weekly sports betting started the year, which was money. And I know you guys didn't believe me. It was money. They had Tua at like 240 passing yards every week. The over was just sitting there for money. Now it's all the way up to 200. This last week, they had it up to 280. It was so many weeks. They were just giving you Tua's passing yards as free money. Oh, Tyler Heineke.
Yeah, I'll eat my words on that one. I wasn't high on Tua, but he's made me I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Tua. But let's get the Cadillacs question here. Should I trade Debo, TJ, and Connor for JT and Devontae Smith? My main tight end is Kelsey, and my wide receivers are Debo, D-Hop, and Sun God. Debo, I'm assuming that's TJ Hawkinson and James Conner for JT and Devontae Smith. Look, I'll be the first to say I traded for JT and it bit me in the ass, but that was weeks ago. He looked good last week. So, I mean,
that's a good point about Justin Fields, by the way.
Yeah, I'll bring that up in a second. Should I trade Debo, TJ, Connor for just Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Smith? So, I mean, you have Kelsey, so you don't need Hawkinson, so he's expendable. Your receivers are Debo,
D-Hop.
Who's Sun God? Am I missing something?
You know what? I actually was like, I don't know who the fuck Sun God is.
I don't know who Sun God is, so I don't know if I'm missing a reference or something. So if you can leave a comment and let me know who Sun God is.
Amon St. Brown.
Oh, okay. I get it now. Let's see. So Debo, I mean, I think, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I think Debo's.
You're out of it, bro. Everyone knew.
Yeah, I'm way out of it. I didn't know what the heck that's come from. So my thing on Debo is his work's gonna go down because they got McCaffrey. So I'm fine trading him. D-Hop I like, and St. Brown I like. I would probably do it. Yeah, I would trade Debo, TJ, Connor. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that because you still have Kelsey.
I would take the trade too. I mean, D-Hop come back being D-Hop.
Yeah, I like it. All right. And then, so Den Boys is against us. Wouldn't do it, but it's not terrible. But see, that's fantasy. If Fields, let's see. If Fields has at least 3 more 100-yard rushing games, I thought about Fields too. And the only reason I brought up Hurts instead of Fields is because Hurts was doing it all year. Fields has only been doing the past couple of games. But I think since week 6 or something, I saw Fields has the most rushing yards by quarterback of all time in like a 5-game span or something, which that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I just think that unfortunately with these yearly awards, sometimes like the team's records have impact. Even though it's not what it's supposed to be, but I think the Bears' record, if they start winning more games, might help them. But I think that like guys like Hurts and Tua and Mahomes, who are teams, and Hill, who's on the Dolphins too, like their teams making playoff runs or being high seeds in the playoffs will benefit them.
Yeah. My take on these awards too is that at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and when you talk about awards like MVP, you're going to give it to guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, like the big names. You're not going to give it to a guy like Geno Smith because half of the NFL fans don't even know who the hell Geno Smith is. So you're going to want to give it to the guy who's going to, make you money.
Cody, GP Queen. Cody is a Packers fan also.
What's up, G?
And I am a New England
Green
Patriots.
Bay Packer Queen. I like it. We got some Packer fans in the chat.
And I am a Patriots fan.
Who cares?
So
These 7 rings care.
he has 6, by the way. Tom Brady has 7.
That's right. I mean, what's the difference? Tom
One.
Brady's rings are your rings.
The difference? We're not tied with the Steelers.
Well, no, I mean, like, no Tom Brady in New England, no rings. That's what I mean.
Oh, I got on the outside.
We can't change history, so.
Washington's. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I'll say it right now.
Cowboys fan, them boys. What? I thought you were a Chargers fan.
No, I mean, I'm telling you, man, right now, if Washington wins, and everyone watching could hear me, if Washington wins, I'll sell you $10.
You know what makes me more scared is that I talked about how
because this is bullshit. Because I don't know if you guys do much sports betting, but weeks ago when DraftKings was like, we're going to give you a bet bonus if Justin Herbert throws 1 touchdown.
there you go.
You'll win whatever.
Another big Heineke to McLaurin play. Let's go.
And up until that point, Justin Herbert, there was 1 game in Justin Herbert's career where he didn't throw a touchdown. And randomly out of nowhere, DraftKings was like, we'll give you a bonus if he scores a touchdown. And he didn't score a touchdown.
38
That's some bullshit.
Cody, he was 38. He was 37 of 38 games. He threw at least a touchdown pass before
That's
that
what
game.
I mean. And out of nowhere, they were giving it a boost.
And then DraftKings for this game too, they added if you take
to
the
Washington.
Eagles, yeah, I'm telling you.
If you take the Eagles.
Yeah, you took the Eagles tonight. They added a boost.
That's what I mean, man. This shit's I don't know, man. All right, let's see. Which QB should I sell, Lamar or Fields? Oh boy, let's see. If you're comfortable playing Fields the rest of the year, I sell
Washington. Let's go.
Hey, I mean, if you're comfortable playing Fields rest of the year, you can probably get more out of Lamar. However, right now, Fields is probably a better sell high. But even with Fields being a bigger sell high, people will probably be more willing to pay more for Lamar because, like we said before, name's going to get you a lot. So I mean, if you're fine playing Fields the rest of the year, which
my thing is this though,
there should be no reason why you're not comfortable playing him. I would sell Lamar. I would get more back for trading Lamar Jackson.
See, I'm the opposite. I might do Fields because right now he's just balling out. And, who knows how long it's going to run for. The Bears are still a bad team. And, I mean, I could be wrong. If it's a dynasty league or a 1-year league, I mean, Lamar's just more stable. And then when you're going into the playoffs in the late of the year, I mean, are you going to want a more stable statistical guy or are you going to want to take the chance on the guy that – let's go, Commanders. We're driving, baby.
Yeah. Dunboy says the same thing. Set Fields, you probably get more out of Ryan. That's what I mean. He's a better sell high right now, but there's definitely those people out there that are going to trade for the name. You know what I mean?
Full
like
PPR redraft. Fields has the Lions in the championship. Oh, damn! I would.
There you go.
That right there, that might swing my vote because man, that Lions team against the run is atrocious against the run. Like atrocious.
Yeah, I mean the Lions defense bad. Green Bay's defense against the run is bad too. Minnesota's I don't know, but they got to play them again. Like I said, I don't know the rest of the schedule, but I'm like me personally, I have Fields and I'm rolling them rest of the year. I'm perfectly fine playing Justin Fields the rest of the year. I mean, realistically, whoever you can get more out of, Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields, whoever you get a better offer for, that's really what would do it for me. But having Detroit in the championship is very, that's an opportunity you might not want to pass up.
Next mixer with a gin and tonic for the Botanist gin is the Double Dutch. It's a pomegranate basil. Really goes well with the floral flowers of the gin.
You say you're drinking flowers over there.
I am drinking flowers. I don't know. I mean, that Lions last week matchup, that's what's biting. If you know your team's rocking into the final, that might be worth it then.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I'm fine keeping either of them. I would just look for the best trade offer.
I just made a mess in my house, Cody.
If you guys are wearing headphones, I'm very sorry.
I'm so sorry. That was my fault.
I'm so proud of Green Bay. I love how pissed McCarthy was. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. I mean, if I was McCarthy, that's a game I would want to win. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily proud of Green Bay overall. Definitely a great game yesterday, but this season's been one where a lot of hair has been ripped out of the head this year.
But I mean, Green Bay turned it around last week, so I mean, it could be a sign.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe we turn around. I'm not hopeful because all the injuries that we have, like I said, Rashawn Gary gone for the year, Eric Stokes most likely gone for the year.
I'm so sorry. That was that loud. I apologize, everybody.
Kind
of made a mess.
So Den Boy says Fields and Dak in a couple weeks. I'm shopping Dak because see, I mean, like I said, I'm more than fine rolling with Justin Fields the rest of the year, which I'm probably going to.
Next time.
Oh wait, I can mute you. I don't remember. Oh, let's see. We got another comment here. No, I mean, I'm just proud of yesterday's game. Otherwise, yeah, this season's been terrible. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was definitely a great game. Definitely gave me some hope.
Cody's being a negative Nancy when Aaron Rodgers dropped that block. I'm pretty sure every Green Bay fan's like, "Let's fucking go, Rodgers!"
No, I was hyped as shit. I was laughing.
You're like, that's my quarterback. That's my number 12.
Well, Izzy, if you weren't too busy tipping your fridge over, you would have heard me say yesterday was a great game and I loved it. But overall, this season has been, one to forget about. But hey, I'm hoping they can turn around. My
God, here we go. Inside the 5. Come on, Commanders.
I was screaming. I'm right there with you. That block was awesome. They came up with flexing. I was like,
that was Rodgers' moment, bro. He was like, I'm still here to play.
That was a classic Rodgers moment. No, that's the thing too. Rodgers looked like he was having fun. He was, a lot of those plays. He was running down the field, doing his good old fist bump thing he does. He didn't look like pissed off old mopey groany Rodgers.
My favorite part was when he told the floor to F it.
Yeah, I want Odell. Yeah, it'd be nice.
It's so possible. I mean, he's been so I'll let Cody go first. Where do you think Odell's going?
So I see he narrowed it down to 5 teams. If I had to pick where I think he goes, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. It could be a toss up here.
I think between was Buffalo on there.
I think the 5. It was Buffalo, the Giants.
I think
Kansas City, San Francisco, and I can't think of the other team. He's in. I'm a little lagged. I'm a little behind here.
It's not in.
Oh, Dallas was the other team. That's it. Dallas
he's going to go to
I don't know. Dallas can make sense because Jerry Jones came out and said he would look good with that star on his helmet. Dallas could use another receiver outside of Lamb.
If I had to personally, if I was Odell, you got your ring, but Kansas City or Buffalo,
if winning's what you want to do, those are the teams you go to. San Francisco's not a bad option.
I don't really know how he fits in Kansas City well, though. To be completely honest with you, he's not as fast as he used to be.
Yeah, if he goes to Kansas City, that's a very, very quickly became an overcrowded receiver core. And I like Dallas. I think Dallas is a good fit.
Touchdown. Let's go. Brian Robinson.
He should win comeback player of the year just off this year alone.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Not many dudes get shot 5 times, come back in 4 weeks, and become a starting running back.
yeah, he's in. Ball's in. Odell Dallas would be cool, just because of
I think that's the best fit personally.
put him in.
He could be the reason Dallas wins, though. Yeah, that's what I mean. They need another receiver. Outside of a Lamb. I mean, I think Dallas is best fit personally. I mean, Giants obviously good fit. They need a receiver, but they're not going to win. I mean, they're having a good regular season, but
And let's be real, winning a Super Bowl in Dallas or in Buffalo would be a much more of a career. Like I was the big move that helped bring Dallas back to the promised land, or Buffalo finally to the promised land, than Kansas City, he's been there pretty much in the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see Odell in Green Bay, but I think he, has since removed us from his choices.
Who else are we at? Where else are we at? I mean, what else do we have left? Not much.
I think just MVP. I think we know who your MVP is.
It's Tua. Team hasn't lost with him as quarterback. Statistically, he is probably one of the most dominant quarterbacks this year. 73% completion percentage. The offense is like freaking putting up 30-plus points a game when he's quarterback. Yeah, I think that one more might take time. The Niners offense, and you also have Jimmy G. I mean,
yeah, I mean it's tough to be an electric offense with a game manager at quarterback. But who knows? Like I said, it could be time. Let's see. Them boys, we got Watson once removed to Cleveland from his options, though. Something. Yeah, but I mean, like a trade's different than signing, Players have more.
But
signing.
Watson had a clause, bro. Watson wasn't going. Watson.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, I don't know. It's a little different.
I like. I actually like the Niners. I know a lot of people, they haven't been the best this year so far, but they really weren't that impressive last year until they got into the playoffs also. So I like
the Niners.
I mean, the Niners are a sleeping giant.
Yeah, I think they have a nice, second half resurgence.
I mean, we still have a lot of football left, man. It's only,
we're only halfway there, man.
A little more than halfway now. But it's crazy how time flies. Who would have thought we're ready at this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's still too early in the season.
What was your biggest disappointment this year? Side note, like them boys, Cadillac, Green Bay Queen. Like, what is your biggest disappointments this year so far? Like, you're over. I'm not gonna lie to you, Pats fan. Ramondre Stevenson is just getting all the touches, and they are a run first team. I like Ramondre.
Yeah.
But I think JT.
I mean, up to this point in the season, yeah. I mean, going forward, I don't know, but I don't know. It's tough. I like JT. He looked good last week. I think, like I said, the offensive line play was much better in Indianapolis last week. So I probably stick with JT, but you can very easily persuade me to take Stevenson. Niners have the easiest path to win the division. And see what sucks. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're gonna have a nice second half resurgence. They could make some noise in the playoffs too. I mean, they've been there. Jimmy G's been there.
All right. So my question was, what's your most disappointing thing of the year? Cadillac says, is this most disappointing thing of the year is the Raiders.
Raiders, yeah. Also, the Rams coming from Rams fan. Yeah, Rams have been very disappointing. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you could look at the Bucks. You can look at Green Bay. You can look at Rams, who beginning of the season, when we were talking about who's going to come out of the NFC, those are the three teams that people were throwing around. But right now, Bucks are 5-5, Packers are 4-6, and Rams are.
Tails was Sean Alexander.
Raiders and Broncos big disappointment. Yeah, Raiders have been a big disappointment. Broncos huge disappointment as well. I agree. I mean, the biggest one. It's hard to say biggest one, just because I feel like this season there's been so many. The only wins are from the teams of 500. Yeah, I mean they just haven't looked good. I mean, a lot of people say oh, their offensive line's bad. But, I mean, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl with the worst offensive line in the league last year. So,
yeah, I would have to go with the my biggest disappointment is Mac Jones, personally, for my team. Because he fucking – but it's more – I don't know if it's him or Matt Patricia yet. The time's still out, for an honest opinion. And then,
don't the Patriots do that? Don't Patricia and Joe Judge call plays? Don't they,
Yeah, and the offensive line – coaching, yeah. And then the other but league-wide disappointment, I'm going to have to say that honestly, the whole AFC West, everyone else has joined in. Oh, yeah, Kyle Pitts is horrible.
Absolutely.
Not horrible. There's a lot of year 2 players that are taking monster step backs.
Yeah, I mean, personal disappointment, it's been Green Bay, obviously. I'm sure Green Bay Queen could attest to that one. Whether it be the play of Rodgers, the offensive play calling, the defense can't stop the run. It's been a bunch of things. League-wide disappointment is probably the Broncos. I picked them to win that division, and they just have not looked good at all. Defense, phenomenal. Best defense in the league you can make the argument for, but that offense is just bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Embarrassingly bad. I mean,
like I said before, for whoever wasn't on, I saw a thing. If the Broncos averaged 18 points a game this year, they'd be 8-1. Yeah. 18 points. That's all you need.
I'm a big Michael Gallup fan, and I was kind of sad to see how he's played this year, especially because the organization had a lot of faith in him.
Yeah. I mean, player-wise, I'm not really disappointment, but James Cook, the rookie out of Buffalo, I was really high on him. He hasn't really panned out too much. They just don't use him. Trying to think some other just player disappointments. Akers was a huge one.
Akers, I hate to say, I have admitted on the show a lot of times I was wrong. Akers, I was right. When his knee was blown, it was over.
Yeah, I mean, Akers, thankfully, was one guy who I stayed away from in a lot of fantasy leagues. I kind of had a feeling, even if he was healthy, I still felt like it was going to be a timeshare between, him and Henderson. Den Boys was against me on the Cook take for sure. There's a lot of people against me on the Cook take, but I liked him in college, and I thought he went to a good team that would have used him more, but they haven't. Elijah Moore is another good one.
Washington's driving 25 seconds.
I mean, realistically though, and Izzy, because Cadillac brought up Elijah Moore, I told this to you the other day. I really feel like the Jets, this year, in the next couple of years, it's going to be like the Chicago team with Trubisky. They're a quarterback away from being really good. That Chicago team had the best defense in the league for years and just couldn't get over the hump because of their quarterback play. And I think this is exactly what I think.
But I would have
happened with these Jets team.
The only thing I'll say about the Jets is Woody Johnson loves the back pages, and I wouldn't be shocked. Oh shit! Did you catch that? Oh, they're at the 39.
My computer's behind, but if I was Washington, I would not have traded for Wentz. He was absolutely no upgrade over Heineke at all. And if you ask me, I think Heineke played better than Wentz last year.
No, I agree with them boys with the Wilson thing. I didn't take and it's not purposely wise, but I took Russell Wilson on a lot of my like season-long prize picks bets because I thought that Broncos offense was going to be like money. Like I love Jerry Jeudy, I love Cortland Sutton, and it's fucking ass, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I only took Wilson in like I think maybe 2 leagues and bad. Oh, another disappointment. Allen Robinson, had a bunch of shares of him, and that's turned into absolutely nothing.
2 seconds left. What do you do? They're on the 39. Do they try to? Oh, they're going for the field goal.
I mean, yeah, that's what we probably got to do at this point. There he is, Joey Sly.
It's going to be a long attempt.
You were they at 39? What's that, a 50? Is that 54 yards?
No one should ever trade for Wentz, but they're still suckers. Yeah. I
There
mean,
isn't a point. Oh, go ahead.
I don't get some of these coaches and these teams and these. Here we go, and the kick's off, and it's.
I mean, what is it? 58 yards.
It's good. Got it. Woo-hoo!
The Wentz thing,
14, baby. Let's go, Commanders. Dude, I love when backup quarterbacks or like no-name quarterbacks, Key and Zappy and Mill, like guys like that, like have like fucking big games and like they're just doing what it takes to win these, get these games competitive and win. I love these type of games.
Hey, I've been a Heineke truther since he got the start in Washington last year. Maybe not since he got the start, but Pat was saying when he did the holder fold a few weeks ago, he's like, Eagles end undefeated. And he's like, this is their schedule. And I'm like, yeah, it seems like an easy schedule, but all I see is trap game, trap game, trap game.
Well, division games
are going on tonight. That's what I mean.
Division games are always going to be hard games. Like, I mean, the Eagles are only down a touchdown, which is nothing, which is literally nothing. But
they're bad in the second half, though. They're not a second half team. Yeah,
if
it's just like Buffalo. Buffalo's bad in the second half too.
This could be their Super Bowl moment, though, where they show their Super Bowl caliber team.
No, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, another disappointment for me has to be like, a bad disappointment is like the Chargers defense. Like, like J.C. Jackson. Like, it's what I tell everybody. Like, stay away from New England players because fucking J.C. Jackson is another prime example. Like, horrible. So, just horrible. Waste of money.
Yeah.
But hey, Jason, if you want to come on the show, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. That was just a bet.
All right, let's see. Den Boy says NFC East division games are always a coin toss, no matter how good bad teams are. Yeah, you're right. Division games in general, no matter the division you're playing in, they're always coin flips. On the flip side, what are some of your guys' surprises, between Izzy, Den Boys, Cadillac, everyone who got in the chat? What are some surprises this year? The Seahawks are, for me, that's one. That's probably my biggest one. How good Geno Smith's been playing, how good the team overall has been playing. That's probably one of my biggest surprises.
Jets.
The Jets. I was about to say the Jets. Big surprise there.
Giants.
Not for me, but Minnesota to some could be a surprise. I knew. Oh, the highlight. I just thought, that Jefferson catch. Speaking of Minnesota, can we talk about that for a second? That was probably the greatest catch I've ever seen. Hands down.
That was a debate topic I had.
That was the greatest catch I've ever seen.
So I have. Holy shit, Sam! That looks like him.
Miami surprise. Yeah, Miami. I thought Miami was going to be good, but they're playing much better than I personally thought. Not Izzy, as you can tell, but.
Nah, man. If you followed me, I would have got you money with Miami.
No, but
I saw that train coming. Where was it? I think it was on my actual private Twitter. I had a good debate topic.
Big surprise for how good they are. Indeed, big surprise. Yeah.
All right. So this is a good
JJ
one.
catch, definitely the best I've ever seen. Yeah, that was
All right.
ridiculous.
Well, here
And
we
I'll tell
go.
you why
Right,
in a second.
we're talking great catches, right? The Justin Jefferson catch, right?
Mhm.
The OBJ catch against the Cowboys. Sorry, them boys. The Edelman catch, double coverage, Super Bowl 51 against the Falcons, where he like scooped it right before it hit the ground.
Yeah.
Or the David Tyree catch over Rodney Harrison.
It's the JJ catch for me.
I had to go with the helmet catch. The helmet catch was to me, it's personal, but the helmet catch to me, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that gives it the only thing the helmet catch with me is like it was a Super Bowl, which makes it more impressive. But he literally went 4th and 18, game of the line, goes up one-handed over defender. Well, not over defender, but defender draped on him, pulls it down, like one-handed throughout. Didn't use the other hand at all. I mean,
but the helmet catch,
it was just incredible.
Like back in 07, the corners were able to rough you up, and the safety was still able to rough you up. Like nowadays, they got to play it like I don't know.
Yeah, but
the fact that
I mean, it's close.
Your helmet, like you're coming down. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Me personally, I think that JJ catch was easily the best catch I've ever personally witnessed.
Yeah,
situation considered.
As a Pats fan, the Endelman one, to this day, I was like, did he actually fucking catch that? Like that, because it was a part of the giant comeback. I'm like, holy fuck, he actually caught that.
Like, do you know what catch I think goes overlooked sometimes? And I think it was the Super Bowl, that Julio Jones catch against the sideline.
Yeah.
Where he like went up, toe tap. I think that catch gets overlooked because that was fucking incredible too.
If that Matt Ryan sack on the next play never happened, it would be considered one of the greatest catches. It would be like one of those highlight ones for all time.
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure these guys know what I'm talking about too. But like that, like he was like full extent, like balls out of bounds, went back, got like barely tapped his toes, and that catch gets overlooked in my opinion. I think that's one of the best catches I've ever seen too.
Well, it's just like the Seahawks won in Super Bowl 49 with with Curse on the sideline. Like,
where like hit him and bounced, yeah.
When it bounced all over the place and they landed on you know what I mean? Like, if they won that Super Bowl, that would have been like one of those like hell of a catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that one gives me like throwback Packers vibes. The Antonio Freeman catch.
You want to know why the helmet catch is more impressive? Also, the gloves aren't as good as they were nowadays. I don't know if you've ever used any of the modern gloves, but you could literally catch that ball with one hand off the ground. Like that's.
I haven't worn a football glove since back in high school. Yeah,
I mean, overall, I mean,
maybe it's just recency bias, but that JJ catch was ridiculous.
Oh, it was awesome. It was. I'm not taking away from it. I just like that question. I thought that was going to come up. That's why I brought up that debate.
Yeah. So, Deshaun Watson is eligible to practice, so he'll be back at the Browns facility. Won't play till week 13, but hopefully the Browns season could have a happy ending. Well, we were only supposed to do this till halftime, but if you want to keep going, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I go for a little longer.
Let's see. Third and long already field goal range. All the Falcons had to do was run it, make it a 2-score game. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it too. That game, all Atlanta needed to do that second half was just run the ball. But they just, for some reason, just continue to pass it, and look what happens. I mean, it happened in Green Bay against the Giants. All they had to do second half of that game, run the ball, and they didn't. And they lost. Oh. Lamb's one-hander on his back falling away. Yeah, that was a good one too. I mean, the Pickens one early this year was good too. It was a great catch now, but like it was only like a 20-yard gain, and don't get me wrong, like that's incredible, but it's definitely not up there. Like a lot of people were comparing that to OBJ's catch, and I was like, I don't even think that's in the same ballpark.
That's how he caught it, the angle, like how he reached back and
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it was a crazy angle and everything. Speaking of catches, do you see Cortland Sutton's this yesterday where he was like laying on the ground and like that was a pretty cool catch too. Cadillac thoughts on McCarthy's calling OT. Yeah, we spoke on this earlier.
I agree.
So Izzy and I kind of were on the same boat. I'll leave it up. We agreed that I mean it was a good call, hindsight 2020, but it's 53-yard field goal in the cold. The ball's not going to fly. Plus Green Bay's offense just came off 2 straight scoring drives, so you're holding them to field goal. Your defense isn't playing that great. It's going to be hard to do. So even if you do kick and make the field goal, granted it does push them back as far as starting field position goes. But I don't know if you're necessarily stopping that offense if you give the ball back to him either way. So I like the riskiness. Especially I don't even think you make the field goal if you do try and kick it. So they're starting at that field position no matter what, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, what? On a side note,
yeah.
Tua MVP. Dolphins are 13-1 in their last 14 Tua starts. I think Cooper Kupp's injury might be the end of the Rams, though, by the way, this year.
I'm not GPP queen. I'm in a very happy relationship. But I am flattered. Then, boys, I think it was right decision, but wrong call on 3rd and 4th. Yeah, I agree. If the plan was to go for it on 4th down all along, you run it. You run it on 3rd down, just like Denboy says. Make the field a little shorter. Make the 4th down shorter. So I agree with Denboy's there.
So we're all fans of the NFL. What is your favorite moment that you ever experienced with your team? Because halftime's taking forever. Like, what's your favorite moment?
I just love seeing Aaron Rodgers rage. Yeah, been a lot of raging this year. Personally, my favorite moment, definitely. Let's see. I was would have been. I was a 13-year-old boy, and there was this the Super Bowl happening, and the Packers won. That was probably. There's nothing better than your team winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that's just personally me. I don't know about you, Izzy. Dolphins play the year 1-2 for B would be a huge step in the face for the league after the whole tampering thing. Yeah, right.
Cheater. I mean,
look, then, boys, you've been watching the show long enough. You know, Izzy's on the Tua MVP train. So,
I went to the NFC Championship game, Rams versus Niners game, witnessed the winning pick, and lost my voice that day. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Seeing that shit live is always better than watching on your TV.
Mine,
go ahead.
My favorite moment always will be the 2014 Super Bowl win against the Seahawks, because it was like the first Super Bowl.
It was against Russell Wilson.
No, because it's the first one of my great who got me in football.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's always nice. I mean, some other ones, the Hail Mary in Detroit a couple years ago, that was awesome. Same year doing it in the playoffs against Arizona, even though we ended up losing that game. But those are some good ones. Those got me hype.
Honestly, one of my favorite ones wasn't even a Super Bowl win. It was the when the Patriots beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead in 2018, the year like you're too damn old, your team's washed, and nothing was better than, especially because like fucking Chiefs fans like Greg, those arrogant little fucks. Nothing was better than going into Arrowhead with an old ass Tom Brady and a fucking shitty receiver squad, and fucking they went into Arrowhead and they beat the fucking Chiefs in 2018. It was like,
executed Memphis Niners was. I've always been a closet Denver fan too. So sorry, Cody, but the Denver Super Bowl.
Is that the one where Elway gets hit and spun?
I think so. I don't think I was alive. I wasn't alive for that one. So
that was my. You were alive.
I wasn't alive.
You're like
physically I was alive, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So that one doesn't hurt. That's okay. Then boys, you can have that one. Yeah, I mean, Izzy, it looks like you might be $10 richer tonight. I mean, granted, we got a whole half to play, but
third down already.
This sports betting shit, I'm telling you, there's something going on.
What was the one? See,
I mean, I'll tell you what, then boys, Devontae Smith's getting a lot of catches. Oh God, sorry guys.
It's pretty impressive. Impressive if Washington wins. It'll be 5-5.
Yeah, I got to get a score update against them boys here.
Rank these running backs. Full PPR. Kamara. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm behind. I'm still on the third down play. Is that what you're on?
Oh,
no, yeah. Fourth down. Let's see. Rank these RBs full PPR. Kamara, Etienne, Pierce, Walker, JT. PPR. So Pierce and Walker. Well, Walker had a couple catches last week, but hasn't been getting catches overall. Oh boy. JT had some password. Kamara's known. Oh boy, I don't know.
I mean, Pierce and Walker might just outrun whatever you're going to get in volume catches.
Yeah, I mean, ETN won.
ETN's playing really well.
ETN's probably won because he's really the only running back there. Plus, he gets he gets the catches. So ETN, I probably go 1. I'm probably gonna put. Oh man, I don't know. ETN. I'll put. Oh God, I don't know. ETN. Then give me Walker. Oh God, ETN, Walker. Kamara, JT, Pierce, I guess.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And the only reason I give Kamara over JT is Kamara's going to get more catches. I mean, even though JT, every pass play, he ran a route or something I saw. So he's running the routes. He's just not getting. I mean, he did have a couple catches last week, and maybe going forward, he gets more. Walker had 6 catches last week, I think. But, I mean, before last week, he really hasn't been getting a lot of pass work, even though he's been on the field for the passing plays. Yeah, I think right now, Etienne, Walker, JT, Kamara, Pierce. I mean, it's close. I mean, it's close. I mean, I wouldn't mind any of these guys. But Pierce lashes because he doesn't get many. I mean, he does, but not as much as the other guys. Etienne. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop overthinking it. Etienne, Walker, JT, Kamara, Pierce, and we'll leave it at that. Let's see. Kind of glad I can't do online sports books and Washington, Cody. I'd be broken. Yeah, so I actually before this week deleted all my sports betting apps. only because I was losing a lot of money.
You do it.
However, there was 1 week I had a ticket, and this guy to my left called me, or my
It's
right,
not my
whatever,
fault. Whatever
whatever way you're looking at it, and he said, "Hey, you want to put a ticket in?" I said, "Well, I was putting one in, but sure, what do you got?" And then if I kept my original ticket, I would have won like $300, but instead lost. But that's okay. You're still way ahead, Cody. Yeah, I just checked it. I wasn't sure if the app updated or not. But yeah, I think I got this one, Den Boys. What do we got here? What about Jacobs? Yeah, I mean Jacobs is playing good. I just don't trust the Raiders, so he's probably.
There we go.
I mean Jacobs.
I've already got
Jacobs really just hoping for touchdowns. At this point, I just don't trust the Raiders. I mean, he's been playing well. Yeah, Den Boys has Walker, ETN, JT, Kamara, Pierce. Yeah, basically what I had, just switch Walker, ETN. Jacobs, you probably throw in. I mean, you can maybe throw him in before Pierce. I wouldn't personally, but you could. I mean, I just don't trust the Raiders. I mean, I'm just hoping the Eagles lose only because my hold and fold looks better. Yeah, Den Boys puts Jacobs ahead of Pierce. I mean, yeah, I'm cool doing that. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of weeks where, Jacobs might upset you as far as fantasy goes. But then there's a lot of weeks, a lot of players are going to upset you.
Yeah, I like Josh Jacobs. He's a good player.
Ahead of Kamara. I don't know if I'd put Jacobs ahead of Kamara just because Kamara any given week could have like 10 catches for 90 yards.
No, not recently, though.
Yeah, not recently, but I mean, that's another team that's just tough. Like outside of Olave and like a week or two of Taysom Hill.
I mean, at least, Jacobs is going to, still has like Adams stretching the field or Derek Carr giving him the ball compared to fucking Kamara.
Never trust projections. Oh, I am a big believer in that one, Cadillac. Fuck projections. You can't go off them. You really can't. I think Kamara was projected like 18 points or something this week. And in my one league, he got me. Let me check. Yeah, you got 7.5. And I think he's projected like 16 or 17. And that's just one example. I beat a guy who had Chubb, Pierce, Etienne, Cup, and Hill by 50 points.
God damn, dude.
Oh, that's a good week for you.
Playing so well.
I mean, you got Pierce on what we'll call a down week. Chubb on, I guess, kind of a down week. Etienne a good game. Cup on a very down week, and by this year's standards, Hill on a down week. So you played him on a good week. Excuse me. Not necessarily down weeks. I'm saying by their standards.
What's a rule change you guys would like to see implemented? Like a new rule or a rule change that you hate watching every week? Like mine, I wish they would redo the roughing the passer. I think it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that's what we talked about. I think they should bring back being able to challenge pass interference. Personally, I think that I mean I like that rule. I mean, that's one I wish they can bring back. But I agree with their.
Heineke airs it out.
This offseason.
Oh my God! The Heineke towel. Let's go.
I really do think the NFL needs to take a better look at the pass.
Terry
roughing the
McLaurin
passers.
got himself a day.
Reduce the holding call penalty instead of 10. Yeah, I always thought 10 yards was
That's
a little too much on holding too.
Philadelphia Eagles, what happened?
I don't know, man. These sports betting apps, no.
I knew I should have
DraftKings even
you sent you $100 and just said throw it on the
put it on Washington.
Yeah, I knew it when I saw that. Like DraftKings bet $5 and get a plus 4,000 payout. It reminded me of the Herbert bet, and I was just like, there's something on.
Word of advice to all you guys: whatever DraftKings is offering a bonus for, bet the opposite. Bet the opposite, because this will be 2 times this year they put a bonus out.
That was like a lock.
Yeah, and if the game continues to go the way it goes, this will be 0 for or 2 I guess.
You got the edge. You got the block. Woohoo! Let's go, boys.
Imagine guys who got the cup stats over under receiving yards. LOL. Yeah, what do you have, like 3 catches for -1 yards or something? I thankfully somehow still won this week with Cup in my lineup, but I'm not thrilled because
you're in
I'm in a bad spot, man.
You're in a hole in our money league now.
Yeah. I'm in a hole. I'm in 3rd place, but I'm in a hole. No, I'm in a hole though. I mean, I don't have any receivers. I have Chris Godwin and Cortland Sutton. That's my receivers. Zach Ertz, I just lost for the year. Cooper Kupp, I just lost for 4 to 6 weeks. At least. It's not looking good for me. Like I said, I got a boatload of running backs, but no one fucking wants to trade me.
I wish I would start Monday night games a little earlier, man. I'm an old man.
I mean, we could wrap it up. We were only supposed to do this till halftime.
We'll do the 3rd quarter.
Who are my running backs? I have Kenneth Walker. I have Saquon. I have Dameon Pierce. I have Taylor. I have James Conner. I have Jeff Wilson. I'm loaded at running back. I traded Hill. Well, let me put it in the context. When I traded Tyreek Hill for Jonathan Taylor, this was still when Houston was giving Rex Burkhead the bulk of the carries. This was before Penny got hurt.
Fantasy. I got sent a trade.
All right. Well, fuck you. I'll stop talking then. No, we're here for you guys. Screw myself.
Yeah,
I need help with fantasy.
Go for JT, bro.
I'm not saying it's not my fault. I'm just saying I traded him when I didn't think I had running back.
And no one's trading him.
But then it turned out I had running back.
Nobody is trading this man a wide receiver because he would love to see the downfall of Cody.
Yeah, they're putting my downfall. It's like the Patriots dynasty. Everyone loved when it was over. That's what it is right now. All right. Let's get to. I'm sorry if I say this name wrong. Is it Safe? I need help in fantasy. I got sent to trade cut Mike Evans and Josh Jacobs for Devontae Swift and Thielen. They don't know Cup is out. Should I do it? I'm not. I'm assuming that's Devontae Adams. Hold on. I got sent to trade cut Mike Evans and Josh Jacobs for Devontae Swift and Thielen. Cup, Adams. Well, Cup you won't have. I'm assuming you'll be getting. I'm assuming you're getting the Cup side.
No, he's trading Cup. That's why I'm saying
he's he's trading Cup. Okay, so you're getting Adams, Swift, and Thielen. Yeah, I'm fine with that because I mean you're not going to have Cup for the next 4 to 6 weeks, like I was saying. You have Devontae Adams, Swift. Yeah, I mean I'd pull the trigger. Yeah, by all means.
I mean they should get rid of the defensive player role. Safety shouldn't be able to separate players from the ball. Hell yes. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. The NFL just got soft, man. It's like you can't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Evans is a decent option. He would fill in for Cup and you get Jacobs. Yeah, I mean, well, I think he's getting rid of. Let me pull it up again. So I think he's getting rid of Cup, Evans, and Jacobs, getting Devontae, Swift, and Thielen.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really does it for me is that you won't have Cup for those weeks.
That's what I mean. That's why.
So like it, yeah. So I mean, it's really Evans and Jacobs for Adams, Swift, and Thielen, and then you get Cup for maybe the championship game, and you don't even know like if you're going to get a full healthy Cup. You know what I mean?
Or they might just sit him for the rest of the year. That's one thing to consider. If they're not going to be
do they necessarily bring him back for the last week of the season?
You mean, would you risk? Are you going to risk injury on a team that might not even make the playoffs?
That's what I mean. I'm fine with it. I'll take Adams because I mean Swift. Even I mean the past few weeks hasn't been doing much, but Swift will turn it around. Thielen, I could do without, but I don't know. It's close. It's real close. Them boys, I do as long as you do. Yeah, redraft. Yeah, if it's redraft for sure. Oh, if you're sending away Jacob and Jacobs, then no. Also depends on your depth. Yeah, I mean, everything also depends on everything. Yeah. It's just the Cup thing for me. So it's Evans and Jacobs for Devontae, Swift, and Thielen. Yeah. I would probably do it. I like Adams, even though I just said I don't trust the Raiders, but Adams is one of the few I do trust. I like Swift and Thielen. Yeah. Thielen's, he'll get you 8, 9, 10 points at least. He's got a good floor. Denver says, see if you can get someone better than Thielen. Yeah, that's what I mean.
The problem is
something more than Thielen, but
if you send a trade back, they might look at the Cup thing and be like, "Oh shit, he's out."
Yeah, this might be one you either got to accept it now before they realize, or you might not have a trade.
Yeah.
But I mean, if like I think Cadillac brought it up with the depth part, if you're okay with not playing Cup for these weeks, Evans and Jacobs, no, give me the Adams side. Again, I'm going to stop overthinking it. Just give me the Adams side. But yeah, I agree with them, boys. If you can get someone better than Thielen, I would try.
Eagles are going to get some points on the board.
Yeah, or else I'm out $10.
Yeah, I'll use your $10 to good use.
Yeah, you can buy the high noons you owe me off the Hutchinson deal or bet.
I'm trying to find you. What did I just do? All right, there we go. I fixed myself.
All right. All right, we got about 4 minutes and a third here. Then that's what we'll probably call it a night. Only because I'm running out of shit to talk about. Unless you guys got anything you want to bring up.
I mean, this Eagles game is a big moment for them. I mean, they gotta this is the type of game you want to come back against and just show that you have it in you. Down 9 at home, your Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they really they really haven't been that good of a second half team all year. But this would definitely be one that it'd be a good one to come back and win. Sanders only had 2 carries for this drive with the Philly. Yeah, man, sometimes the play calling drives me nuts too. Like I said earlier, the whole Green Bay against New York game, when all they had to do was just run it in the second half, and they didn't, and they lost. Week after week, I say it.
Well, I have Miles Sanders too. It's not going to be good for him because they're down by 9 now. They're going to get into a pure passing mode. There you go, baby. There you go for the Eagles. Quez Watkins just hit his over for 12 yards.
That's another one, Is. Remember I said we should take the over on Quez Watkins? He was at like 12 yards or something.
Like a steal. The steal that I've used the last 2 weeks that have been good to take for wins.
Mac Jones interception.
TJ, well, no, that's a lock. Is TJ Hawkinson on over his yards. They've had him really low the last couple of weeks, like probably like 30, 28, 30 each week. He's averaging, and it's been a steal. So people are fading it because he's on a new team, but the coach said from the beginning that
they're using him.
Yeah, it's a good steal.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably see those numbers start to go up, though.
Gaines will, too, like the backup running back. He's hit 4 to 5 weeks on his bet.
But sometimes those numbers and shit piss me off because I bet on Kirk Cousins, was it last week or the week before, on completions. They had him at like 20, and he hit that every game all year. And then I bet it. It was like 21 or something, and then I bet it, and he gets the under. He literally hit the over every game.
Well, that's like the Seahawks kicker. He was like on fire. He had 5 out of his last 5 for over 2 field goals. Over 1.5 field goals. I took him last week, and he flopped on one bet for me because he got only 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what goes on, man. I don't know if it's my luck or, like I said,
how they play.
This sports betting's
You gotta do a lot of research on. Like, there you go. Miles Sanders picks up the first down for like 3 yards.
Hey, 0.3 points there for you.
Yeah, he's averaging. He has 6 rushes for 24 yards tonight.
All right, so the third quarter's running down, and we're probably going to call it a night after this quarter. Figure I'll do one more last shout out to the sponsors. First one, whatever corner they're in, Underdog Fantasy. Sign up, use promo code GETRIGHT. You'll get a deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. And next one we got Trophy Smack. Head over to trophysmack.com. You know, all you fantasy footballers out there, they got belts. I can actually bring some up for you. Well, they got some belts. They got some rings, little necklace chains, little trophies there. You know, for all your, you know, whatever you can do fantasy wise.
The ring's cool.
The ring is cool. And then last one, if you guys don't already know, Get Right Fantasy Network 600 subscriber giveaway. They'll be giving away a signed Gabriel Davis jersey. So I think last I checked, they were almost there within 20 or 30 subscribers. So, you know, go out, tell your friends. Once they get to that 600, every subscriber, throw into a little hat, and you can win a signed Gabe Davis jersey.
Miles Sanders gets the first down again, another first down for Miles, and that's the third quarter. And tune into our show. We have a lot better. We do a really good show on a lot of organized, more content every week about our boom, bust, fold and holds and stuff like that. We think the season's going on. We actually have pretty good content overall. If you guys want to tune in, Cody and I have like a I would say a 70% hit on our sports bet, individual bet. So we just like a parlaying them sometimes. So definitely tune in if you want some advice and some stuff, guys. So thank you very much for whoever listened tonight. And I always like to hear people's football stories about football. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, last two, just want to shout out quick. We got the WAGMI Fantasy, and we got the Fantasy Frontline, the newest additions to the Get Right family. So we like them on. We also want to just thank the Get Right guys for letting us be part of their network.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony, Dustin, Frank, Mike, for all you guys do. Looks like we got a couple last comments here. Yeah, 581 subs. So yeah, 19 more. Like I said, go tell your friends and family. We'll get to that 600, that giveaway. Yeah, Cadillac, peace out. Absolutely. Enjoy the fourth quarter, guys. But that's going to be
all your fantasies.
That's going to be it for us.
Thank you.